Hey, hey! Welcome back to Tuesday Talks with Deanna. I am so excited because, my good friend DeeJae is in the house again. Thank you so much for coming on. And DeeJae was out the last week because you had something pretty cool going on, didn't you?
Yes, good morning. Hello, good day to everyone out
Yes.
there. Thanks for having me back. I've missed you. I know you've had some other great guests, had some great conversations, and I know I have to share the space. So I've missed you.
You're always welcome to come on. Always, always,
Oh,
always.
you're so
But
sweet. No,
we did have some really cool conversations the last couple weeks, and
ah,
it was really interesting. I know I learned a lot. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to or watch last week, but we talked about speaking and Toastmasters, something
oh,
that we are both part of, and we got some speaking tips from.
good.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. It was
I'm
it
gonna
was
definitely have
nice.
to check it out. It was with what's her name from the chamber? Um,
Oh, Kelly was on
Kelly
also,
was on, and
as
then
is Diane Erickson.
okay,
She's with
that's the one.
Stetson University. She teaches business
Oh,
and professional speaking. And
wonderful.
she has said she may want to hop into our Toastmasters too. So that would be wonderful to have somebody like her
Yeah,
in Toastmasters.
great. All
Yeah.
right. Well, I love Toastmasters and I talk about them everywhere I go. And I had my little pins even on my badge. I did. I took my Toastmaster. Said, ask. I found a few. I found a few. So then, we could kind of exchange club informations and just kind of talk about it.
Oh,
I know nerdy stuff,
fun.
but it's so fun. They're Podfest. So, yes, you had asked me about this weekend.
Yes, let's talk about this weekend because you had
Oh,
something
so fun.
totally cool going on. And
Oh,
then
thank
I
you.
was like,
I
just
invited
watching
you
from a
to.
distance.
Let's say
I
hi
can,
to the chat. Chat, what's up, everybody? And I see you're in the house. Juana, I invited her. She has an amazing business where she helps podcasters turn those into like written formats, blog articles. She repurposes podcasts, and I love her.
oh,
Mackenzie,
awesome. That's good to
yeah.
know.
Yeah. I keep promoting her. I love her. Mackenzie and Chris, my fellow live streamer and remote producer. And so, yeah, it was fun at Podfest. All my friends, you should have all been there. All come next year. Okay. We're going to have a blast. I shared some photos. I met some amazing content creators. I took lots of notes, felt lots of inspiration from their sessions, sharing different kinds of knowledge. And I just felt like I left feeling refreshed and energized and a million ideas.
You know what? I know. And I was watching you on mainly on Instagram, and I was watching what you were posting
Oh,
and sharing, and you could just feel the energy. Like just it was amazing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I so should have been there, but there was just so much going on
you've been
in my
busy, I
life.
know. Yeah. Yeah. And you had been traveling a lot. So I know travel is difficult when you're traveling a lot prior to an event already, existing event. So I don't
Yeah.
know how people that travel ongoing. There was a few people I've met that like they just travel all the time. I'm like, oof.
I think you get
So
into your own groove. I think when you're traveling and working that you find your groove and you go with it. But when you are mainly working in one location and then you throw travel into the mix, the first time or first two times it's fun, right? But then it gets kind of choppy and you're like, I got to find that groove. At least for me. I'm like,
yeah,
where's that groove? Where's that zone of productivity where I can just kind of keep flowing with it?
I'm
And
sure.
it's
I'm
choppy
sure.
though. It was
Just
choppy.
like anything, it takes time to kind of find that rhythm, find that
Yeah.
routine, and get settled into it.
Yes,
Understood.
definitely.
But it was fun.
Definitely.
I mean,
So I and obviously I cannot wait to talk about Podfest. First
yeah.
off, you were actually a speaker there,
So,
right?
yes, I got invited to be a speaker, spoke on accessibility. One of my absolute favorite topics and things that I love to advocate for all of us is to really understand our systems, our softwares, our platforms, and making them accessible as possible to our audiences and you owning that responsibility. So I talked about that Saturday afternoon. So that gave me all of Thursday, all of Friday, and most of Saturday to just kind of take it all in and really prepare myself, right? Feel that energy, check out the other presenters, look at other slides, kind of see how they're going about their presentations. And it was just incredible. They had big stages, little stages, no stages.
So
I had a conference room, but one day
that's
we'll make it to the
awesome.
big stage.
Yeah, no, that's so cool though. That's
Yeah.
great. So when you were watching other presenters, right? And you were
Yes.
seeing how they were doing it, did that build your confidence or did you start second guessing what was in your presentation and if you should tweak it a little bit? Because I know as women, we typically tend to overthink, at least all my friends do. And all the guys I know don't overthink things as much. But we will think about it and then rethink about it. And it's just like until we stress ourselves out. But when you were watching everybody, was it beneficial or was it like, oh no,
Oh
maybe I should
yeah.
change
Oh,
that?
super beneficial. Like, okay, so tips, right? Tips. Here we go. Um, I got to talk and engage with people, right? And then let them know, hey, Saturday I'm presenting. So I kind of built that anticipation. I loved it. It kind of gave me a way to connect with people
Oh,
prior
nice.
to. Yeah. So I just kept introducing and showing my little badge and saying, I'm DeeJae. I'll be presenting on Saturday about accessibility. I hope to see you there. And kind of just inviting them and introducing myself. So, and letting them know it was my first time. And I was just as nervous to meet people, but I had extrovert. Oh, here we go. Look, I put it on here. I don't know if you can see that, but it says VIP.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, I don't want to knock down the darn thing. Here we go. Oh yeah. So I had a little speaker and then I said extrovert. So they had introverts and ambiverts. They had different ones. So if you had a blue tag that was staying, you could come within 6 feet. If you were yellow, it was ask if you can come closer. They had red lanyards for people
What?
that wanted their social distancing space. So they were just all kinds of nice things. And then I picked up a lot of flair. That was one of my things.
Wow, how fun.
And I did wear, like I said, my Toastmasters stuff. So yeah, met a bunch of cool podcasters and live streamers and just had a blast, just kind of listening and taking it all in from so many greats that have been there. So lots of people, not lots, but there were a few that have been going consecutively to Podfest, and they're just part of that pod fam. It's like once you're in,
Yeah,
you're in. It really is like a family. Everyone looks forward to the next year. It's all about community. That is one of their values, is that you are here to give and not to take, right? We're here to give,
right.
to share, to encourage, to inspire. And that's really what it's about. So,
Well, how did you get invited to speak at Podfest?
oh gosh, that's a
Because
good
somebody may be
question.
listening, they're like, "I would love to do that." So, how did you do it?
How did I do it? I don't know if my story is a little bit rare, but I will give you maybe a shortened version. And
Yeah.
hey, Gabe, I didn't get to say hi to you. Hi, Tim. Thanks for popping through. Chris, what's up, my friend? I'm glad you're still here. All right. So, briefly as possible, me and you know each other since last year. I was employed and I had resigned. Part of my journey was to leave that and explore different opportunities, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I was just going to kind of go for it, right? Leap of
Yeah.
faith. So after that, I got a call from 1 Million Cups, which is sponsored by my old employer, and they invited me and they say, hey, now that you're an entrepreneur, we would love to hear your talk as an entrepreneur. And they knew I was a Toastmaster. I very love my old previous employer. Just they were very supportive. They were very understanding of everything. But they invited me to present as an entrepreneur now. So with that being said, I was doing my research, right? We got to do our research. We want to know what 1 Million Cups really is about, what that presentation should be about. I looked at previous presentations. And there I found Podfest. And I'm like, Podfest? What is that Podfest? I've never heard of this. And I saw Chris Mitos. I don't know if I said his name right, but I saw his name that he had came and presented. And I was like, oh, Podfest. Like they came by and they gave a presentation, did a little research, went right to LinkedIn, threw in the name, Googled it, all that good stuff. And I sent him a LinkedIn message and saying, hey, I'm going to be presenting at 1 million cups. I noticed you presented at 1 million cups. That is so cool. I'm excited because I do live streaming and I'm like interested in podcasting. It was kind of like just one of those wild, just let me just be an extroverted person and just send out a random message. So I left it there. Didn't hear back right away, of course. Very busy individual. And then I went and I did my presentation. And mind you, I had gotten a book. I don't have it here. It's over on a bookshelf. But I'd gotten a book from one of our employees that had said, hey, this podcasting presentation had come by and they left these books. So I had the book, little to know that it was Chris that had actually left the book. So eventually Chris got back to me and he said, hey, thanks for the message. Thanks for reaching out. I'd love to talk to you. Like, let's jump on a Zoom call. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. Sure. What do I know? I'm sweaty, but that's okay. We're going to get through this call, right? We have to jump on these opportunities.
Absolutely, yes.
So I jumped on the call with him. I had the book nearby because I realized like he had been the one that left the book. And I said, I had this book. I was on this journey of live streaming / podcasting. My old employer had gave me this book and I realized that you're the one that left it. I just want to tell you, thank you so much. The book has really helped me.
That's so crazy. I mean, talk about like this full circle.
Full circle. Yeah. So he's like, well, what do you talk about? Like, what did you talk about at 1 million cups? And I said, well, let me tell you about my business, right? What I'm doing now, what happened. And he's like, I love it. I would love for you to come talk about accessibility and your frustration with content creating, from an accessibility perspective. I love the way you talk about it and how it's from your perspective, your experiences, and how you're trying to be inclusive. And really, it's us just learning as we go. And that's kind of like how I got the invitation right there, then and there. And he also said, you know what? I'll say this to everyone listening. He said, thank you for coming right to me. Thank you for connecting with me and not, going through my people, quote unquote, right? Like, as they say, like you go straight to the source, send a message, introduce yourself, leave that point of connection, something that they can relate to that really is the purpose of you reaching out. Let it be intentional. And it was. So
I think that's a really valuable tip, actually, right? Because a lot of times we're like, well, I can't reach out to that person because they're that person. But why not? Why not? You don't know and you took advantage of an opportunity, right? So opportunities, I believe, present themselves all the time. And I do think that most of the time we don't even realize it's an opportunity. We just keep going about our day and we miss so much around us that we really could take advantage of. And you did that. Like you found that opportunity. You made that opportunity. You created it.
I did. And I guess that's part of it. You know what your value is. You know what you're bringing to the table. And that may be something that they don't know they need, right?
Yeah.
That may be something that they didn't realize, like, wow, that would really work with what I'm doing. So if you don't share it, if you don't present it, if you don't, tell them and share your vision, your idea, your purpose, they're not going to know. And they're not going to be able to know if it works for them and if they can extend some sort of opportunity for you because they are inspired by what you're doing or what you're offering.
Yeah. I want to mention another thing that I thought was really cool of what you did. And anybody who's on LinkedIn, in my opinion, should take note of what you shared. When you reached out to Chris, you found a connection, something between the two of you that made sense. Yeah, hey, I'm going to be speaking at 1 Million Cups. I saw that you spoke there too. That's really cool. Right? There's a connection. The only thing that I don't like about LinkedIn is all the sales pitches that I get in my inbox. It drives me absolutely crazy. Everybody's got a pitch, or it's like this fake intro, and then the next email is a sales pitch, right? And I will remove the connection or block. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to be sold to. But if you connect with me the way you connected with Chris, hey, now there's something in common and this is kind of cool. And just like what he did, now he can explore what that connection is if he's interested in it. and it had nothing to do about a sales pitch. You weren't pitching him to be on the show or on the part of podcast, yet he offered it to you, right?
I was just excited. I got offered to come share my journey at 1 Million Cups as a new entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I think that's so important because I mean, I know a lot of people that are listening right now are on LinkedIn, and that drives me nuts. And
lovely.
I don't know if anybody here does the sales pitch right out of the gate or just really nurtures
Not any of
real.
my friends. I
I
never
don't
get
think so.
messages.
I
No,
wouldn't think that
not
they would.
not
It
yeah,
drives
no,
me
no.
absolutely nuts, and I wish that it would stop. But I love that you shared how you did that. I thought that was pretty
Thank
cool.
you.
So I couldn't help but notice when from your Instagram account while you were going through everything with Podfest, that there was I think it was a reel that you shared, and you had money flying in the air, but you had the screen in the back that
Yeah.
had
Let's
some
see.
different ways to make incomes or ways like passive income and ways to really grow your business and promote your business. Can you share some of that? Can you give us like a sneak peek of what that presentation was about and how it can maybe benefit
Sure.
us?
Okay, so first we're gonna do a shout out to Rob Balasabas because he's a YouTuber and I didn't know him. He was low key, but he gave this amazing presentation. So that slide was from his presentation. And I know, Gabe, you know him, so you can tag him. I know he might be watching because he added me as a friend and I sent out a friend request. So make sure you follow up those connections after you give them shout outs and
Yep.
show some respect to their content. But I have a picture. I shared a little picture. Oh, yeah, you have to do it at an angle, but I shared some pictures already shouting out, and it was about revenue. It was a story. I shared a story about revenue. It was just a still that I had grabbed, and they were talking about different ways to really build your business, have different income streams, different revenue. So I think let's see, I think he had like 10 or 11. So I can go ahead and read them, or I don't know how we can type them.
Hey, whatever. Well, let me
So
ask you this before you share them. Which
sure.
one spoke to you the most? Which one did you're like, "Oh, yeah, I like that idea."
Oh, I
Was there
don't,
one? Or do you not wanna
yeah.
share it? Do you wanna keep it on the
There is
DL?
one that I want, and I don't know how to go about it. Chris, I'm gonna ask you this. It's about sponsorships and sponsoring my show, and I would love to get some sponsorships. For me, that one was like, because I can instruct workshops. I could maybe do an affiliate marketing's on my list for this year. And that's something that I really want to start diving deep. I'm going to thank Krista Molione for that because she's a huge advocate for affiliate marketing and implementing that as a passive income stream into her and anyone's business. So that was on the list. So memberships is one, right? Community memberships, building memberships for your community, somewhere where people can learn, can grow, can get information, resources. So you can have a membership group. Talked about courses, right? Courses, very popular. Those have been around. The courses, get a course. I'm in the process of making a course of some sort. No, I don't know. I'm not going to say too much, but it's something
Yeah.
on the list, right? Like digital
Yeah.
products, those digital products that you can sell, like books or courses. Get those out there. Make those, get them out there. Hi, Ross. What's up? Get them out there, build them, create them, and then keep pushing them out, right? It'll be
Yeah.
passive. Once you make it, then you can just go back and update it if you need to, update those versions of what you're doing. Community, I think that goes into membership, but a community, right? Even if you just have a free community, even now when we live stream, we're building a community. So
Right.
we're building connections. There's potential there, right? There's potential there. But I don't know. This is his list, so I'm not sure if that's what he meant. He didn't go into everyone exclusively. Next one, email listing. We've talked about this, having our own email, collecting those emails, giving value really to your audience, nurturing your audience, and providing them those resources that they're looking for, right? Being that problem solver.
Yes.
Coaching. Everyone's a coach. Lots of coaches out there. So I know that is huge for, I don't consider myself a coach, so that I don't fall into that category. And it's not something that I've particularly thought of either. But consulting, another one. I'm not going to get into it. Events. Now I'm going to go to Ross, and there's two here. This one says events, and then it says virtual summits. And I know Ross Brand talked about virtual summits, conferences, doing those bigger events and really pushing those out, because those can really generate revenue. They can really generate income. And you put in forth that energy, but it really pays off in the end. So I know I heard that actually more than once. I heard that in 2 to 3 presentations, and I didn't even do any of the money tracks, right? The what do you call, I don't even, I forgot what it was called because I wasn't really part of those, but the revenue ones, that teach you how to make money and monetize.
Yeah.
I couldn't be everywhere, I swear. I wish I
No,
could.
I know. It sounds like a ton of information. I want to talk
Yeah,
about these events for a second.
sure.
And you said Ross does
Ross
events.
Brand, yeah. I mean, I know that he really has his own established business, and I know he had his own presentation. So thank you, Ross, for supporting me today and jumping, into the conversation for a minute. But he gave his
Yeah,
own presentation. He has his own systems and services that he can really help people. So he's definitely something I've never done onto those greater scales, right? When you're organizing speakers and you're getting vendors, and
a
it's
lot of
really
work.
like a summit stuff. Yeah, I know it is, but
Yes, I
I'm gonna need that replay, Ross.
I mean, I there is a conference that I've been part of since the beginning where I've spoke at, and it's called DeeJae Live, which is a digital marketing conference in Youngstown, Ohio. And in the beginning, when I lived in Ohio, I would help, but I had a really small part. Probably I think year 3 of the conference, I tried to help getting them organized. And the amount of work that goes into a conference like that is, Ross, if that's what you do, like props to you, because it's a ton of work.
I'm very curious, but I'm going to put that on the shelf for a year to 2 years out and
Yeah,
keep that in the back of my mind, because I mean, it sounds amazing. I know Kidney Trails, right? Ant had just come through a couple weeks ago. He was a guest
right.
on my show. I had Dwell in. So they had put on a Kidney Trails Summit, and they had done all that, generating speakers and moderators and prepping and all the behind the scenes work that takes months and months
Crazy.
and months. So I don't know. But I've seen that highly, a really good way to do it if you like that kind of thing. And you can't do everything, but there's something for
Oh,
you out there.
virtual.
Virtual conferences.
I like the virtual. And Ross, I don't know if you have this answer or not, but I'm going to ask if you don't care. There was a platform, somebody shared it with me, and I thought it was so cool, where it was a virtual conference platform, but it had where you can choose which room you wanted to go into. You can see who was in the room. You can sit at a table and have conversations with people that were at your table and not hear all the noise that was around the room. So you can walk up to a table, see the names of who were the people that were sitting there, and then like a chat, you would have that. You can switch tables or switch rooms. It was really cool. It was really
Oh,
like like you were going to an actual conference. It had all the features of a real conference. Okay, I'm like, and I didn't write down the name. And then after, because I don't virtual conferences, I'm like, okay, I like that stuff better. But I'm like, what was that app, or what was the
Gabe.
program they
Gabe might
used?
know. Let me ask Gabe. Gabe, you were at those virtual conferences we used to do for the art things. What was that platform with Charlie and Kelsey, where they do all the art stuff? What's that other platform? There's another platform that has similar, it has like white tables, and people could draw on the tables and you could see each
That's
other. And
very
there was like,
cool.
but then you could go out. They had like galleries, and they had a room where you could go and watch the speaker when they were getting ready to have a presentation. Remo.
Remo.
That's
So we have Remo
Remo.
and we have Hubilo.
Who
Hubilo. I'm not sure if I'm saying
Hubillo.
it right.
Hubillo. I don't
So we've got
know.
those two platforms, which are super cool. So if anybody is thinking about
Green Think Snom. Yeah,
possibly
yeah.
doing their own virtual conference, I would check out those two platforms before you did something. You can't really have a conference on Zoom or
Yeah.
anything like that. You can do a workshop or a webinar, but
Well, I
Yes,
don't
you
know.
can.
Zoom
Yeah, you
has
can.
that
Right.
Zoom thing. Yeah, because the virtual summit for Kidney Trails was on Zoom and they had
You're right.
the
It's
big
a
screen
different
in the
package.
middle. It's a different package. I forgot how
Right.
that works. Who? Bill? Oh.
Thank you, Ross.
You're the
Billo.
best. You're the best. Okay.
I love it.
Billow. Sounds
I
like we're
absolutely love it.
talking Dr. Seuss now.
I know, right? But hey, it worked. It worked. We now know how to say
Phonetic spelling. Thank you.
it. So,
But that's
so let
fun.
me
That's
ask
great.
this question, DJ. When you're going to Podfest, this was the first big conference that you've been speaking at. It's the biggest conference you spoke at. Is that correct? Or am I making that assumption?
So this is the first year I started speaking. Thank you, Toastmasters, for really helping me get skills that I needed, that I wanted, that I was seeking. But yes, the first actual conference I did was actually at Toastmasters, where that was a 60-minute presentation. Now, this one was a 25 to, I want to say 30
Oh,
minutes with question and answers, no more than 30 minutes to 40, I think. But I felt a lot more pressure at Toastmasters because you're presenting to other presenters.
yeah. I would agree with you. And I've shared this
There's
with
a
you
level
because,
of that, yeah, that being evaluated. Like, they're evaluating you as you're speaking. You're gonna get those evaluations back afterwards. And I did get mine back from the conference chair saying, "Hey, great job. Here's all your feedback from your presentation." I didn't get that here at Podfest. I felt a lot more relaxed. I felt a lot more in my element. Like it was almost like a stream, but it was just me in real time, like live, but not live in person. So it was really cool. I didn't feel nervous at all, actually. And I
do you
had
know if
great friends
Podfest
supporting me in
will,
person.
if they will give you the feedback? Do they do
You know
that
what?
in the rooms?
Oh, I don't
I
know.
think that's such a great feature to have. There's one conference that does it consistently that I speak at, and it's out of Chicago. And it's Keys to Digital Marketing Success. And they do that consistently. And the last time they actually did it on an app where people can vote. And
Mhm.
it's terrifying, right? Because people are evaluating you. And I'm with you. Like, if you're being
QR
evaluated,
it,
like,
right? Here's the QR, scan it, answer the questions and leave your, yeah. So that's what
yes.
happened at Toastmasters, and by the doors, they would have the
Okay.
QR code so you could check in and you could check out and do the survey as you're walking out, right? 5 questions, very simple survey. Podfest didn't have any surveys or anything like that. And we
I
used to
love when I
approve
get a
that.
survey back. I really
Yeah,
do, because a lot of my workshops, like I've got my standard speeches, right, which are really like mini workshops for the conferences that I go to. And I like getting the feedback because sometimes people will say, well, I was expecting this, or, it's hard to gauge when you are speaking at a conference and you're teaching on a topic. You don't know who's going to really sit in on that workshop or sit in on that discussion. And when it comes to social media, as I'm sure it does with everything else or digital marketing, there are people who they're at the very beginning level. They're like, I don't know what I don't know yet. And then there are people who are they really fit, like they know a lot of things. So you have to keep them entertained and focused without like totally confusing the beginner, right? So you kind of
right.
have to watch their faces and gauge which direction you may go, or how, if you're going to simplify it or if you're going to turn it up a notch by the way people respond. So sometimes hearing some of that feedback, like, yes, this is exactly what I expected it would be, or somewhere outside of that, is always so beneficial to me, because then it gives me a gauge of what I can do to improve it and make it, or change the title of the topic, or change the key takeaways based on that, or maybe create two separate groups. So I love getting feedbacks from conferences after I speak. I think it's so beneficial.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wish I would have got some. I do prefer it on the Toastmasters one. I got one piece of feedback that I thought was like, huh, I didn't even realize that with the way I speak. And, I think we all get self conscious in the way we speak, the way we present, the way we sound. It could go on and on. That
Yes.
was something I personally addressed at Podfest through tech. And,
Did you
you know,
really?
yeah, well, talking to
What was
vendors,
Do you
we
want
can
to
talk.
share? How do you speak?
Well, Before I get way off topic, I smack. I guess they're like, you
Oh,
smack in between. So I didn't know maybe I do like a throat smacky thing. I'm gonna have to just be more conscientious and listen a little bit more clearer. So I
yes,
was like,
I do
okay, I
too.
smack somewhere in between my sentences. Interesting, but I appreciated the feedback. For the most part, people got what they expected. That made me feel good. The feedback was positive. I am always an advocate, for getting feedback so I can improve myself. I'm love self-growth and development. And for me, that's always continues to be an ongoing journey.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm with you on
Right,
that one.
right. We
Ross,
have
let's
a
see.
question from Ross. I
Yeah.
love the way you have the comments on the side panel. How are you doing that? You want to tell him,
Ross.
DeeJae?
Oh, Ross, let me teach you a couple things, my friend. Okay, let's talk about Restream. Restream, not StreamYard. I use Restream. Everyone goes with StreamYard. Like, I get it. It's easy. So is Restream. So if you like to chat up like this, so you don't have to worry about pulling comments. Now, we all know it depends on your show. It depends really on the vibe. But for this show, the chat's fun, right? To have it populating automatically. So this is through Restream.
Yeah.
The other thing, I guess, I'm going to assume that you may not know about Restream is the pairing feature, which is what I'm doing. You're paired on my channel. You're seeing me, but this is Deanna's show. She created it. It's her event. She sent me the link, and Restream allowed me to pair my social media channels to her stream. So the same thing last night with Enrique when he was on. He used a StreamYard. He's like, what is this magic of me putting my channels and now it's on my YouTube and now it's on and my audience can jump in on our conversation that you're hosting. And I said, yeah, the Restream. So there you go.
Yeah.
2 takeaways from you. And I'm a Restream. That's my affiliate. I love it. So yeah, pairing. That's the pairing feature.
Oh, you're an affiliate? Put
Yes,
your
I
link in
told
the
you
chat.
that.
Oh, that's right. Put your link. We say that every episode, don't we? Put your
Yeah.
link in the chat. So if anybody's interested in Restream, I was a StreamYarder, and I liked it. I didn't really have any complaints about StreamYard at
No.
all. And DeeJae was like, "Have you checked out Restream?" And I did, and a lot of very similar features, but the features that
Mhm.
are different are like, wow, this is really cool. The pairing I love because you are able to get into front of other people's audiences, which is great because you want each person who's on the show to promote themselves.
Correct.
And yes, the side by side layout. Yes, you can change, and I'll just kind of hop through real quick and just show some of the changes. But you
Go
can
for it.
shift the way everything looks. Well, I guess there's just right. I'm talking kind
Yeah.
of fun, right? You can
That
have
one's a little
multiple
different.
guests,
Let
but
me see.
we're gonna do this and keep it this way. Or I can take the chat overlay out.
But if you take it out, it won't come back. It'll disappear and it'll start over fresh.
All right.
So we'll lose it. So this is Restream, the side-by-side layout. Thank you, Gabe. You are the best.
This
Allows
came
you to
over in
change
the
the
private
configuration.
chat. That was just to me. You want me to put it
That
in the
well, I can't drop it in the chat as
that's
if I
right.
was a
It's my
host.
show. Well, here you go. There you go. I just put
Yeah.
it out
That's my
there.
link.
So
Click
if
that
you want to check
button.
out Restream, click that link.
Oh, I
DeeJae
forgot that.
gets a couple cents back if you do.
Yeah, I forgot to put the M, but that doesn't matter. As long as the link works, that's what matters. We all know it's Restream. But for
Yeah.
me,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
just simple, easy, shoots it out, social media, having a conversation. Uh, if it was more something a little bit more serious or specific that we were really trying to a topic that was a little bit more, professional that you needed some sort of, I think you don't have to have the chat, and I don't normally use a chat, but it's just really up to the host. So it's fun to
Yeah.
have that option, period.
And the thing with Tuesday Talk is that this is just a casual conversation. It's almost as if DeeJae and I are talking and friends just stop by. We're having coffee and talking about anything. We don't script beforehand. You know, we may have ideas of topics, but we have no idea where that conversation is going to go. So
No, I just got a message last night like, "Hey, you wanna go live tomorrow?" "Yep, sure, why not? Let's go. Send it over. I'll be ready." Let me show you my shirt. Look, I got this Podfest shirt. See, it says
Oh, look at you
Podfest.
go.
This is old. It's a vintage. It's vintage. It oh, here, the date's on the bottom. You can't really see it, but I just wanted to say they were giving away these free 99 shirts, and I had to get one. They're so soft, and they're
That's
just great to kind of
awesome.
wear around the house. But you're still promoting Podfest, even though I guess they're from like a couple years ago. Okay, tech talk.
Yes.
I want to go back to this tech because I don't know Ecamm. I don't have an Apple computer. I would love to, I know Ecamm is amazing. So, and they're
Yeah,
already
I want
approved
to
as
hear
a
about
partner.
Ecamm. And I'm gonna see. I want to hear more about this too. I'm adding the link to join in. Gabe, if you're able to see that link and click on, I know last time some people couldn't see the link. It's actually on my YouTube channel, I think, and then my Facebook page. If you can click the link uh, and join us, that would be wonderful. I want to hear about Ecamm is already approved as a preferred
Come
partner
on,
with
Gabe.
LinkedIn, and Wave is coming soon. I
So
love
I
Tech
want to
Talk
try
also.
Wave. Yeah, I want to jump on Wave. I'm so excited about what they're doing and what I hear, and I'm just like itching to get over there, just like Amazon Live. All right, I'm trying to get on Amazon Live. I've been denied twice. I'm gonna just put it out there. I applied like 6 months ago. They didn't approve me, and then I did it this weekend at VidFest because Chris Stone was talking, and he's like, "Go ahead and just apply right now and see if you get approved." And I didn't. I said, "Sorry, I guess I don't have enough followers."
Do
That's
you know how many you
okay.
need?
I don't. I'm not really sure. Which is okay, right? It was just like LinkedIn Live. Like you just got to keep going at it. Like you work at it.
Absolutely.
You don't give up. So I'm going to keep building my following and my audience and really continuing to share our message, my message about inclusion, accessibility, and just being understanding, right? And compassionate for others, mental health,
Right.
disabilities, and traumas. But I love the tech and I love Wave, and I know that they're doing the live streaming thing now, and they've got some really cool features, and I just have not had the chance to jump over there, give it a test stream, go live. I'm open to finding someone that wants to go live with me on Wave, and I can just play around with it like I did with Eva Mux and Chris. That was really fun. So, oh, okay, Gabe, cool. Trying to get
Trying
the
to get
link.
the link.
Yeah, I mean, I think we
Let
only
me
got like 25, 30 minutes. No,
Yeah,
25
let me
minutes.
see if
So cool.
he
You got a little
is.
bit of time.
You know what? I'm gonna see if I actually log on to LinkedIn. It didn't go to my LinkedIn one today. I was having an issue, but I was like, that's okay because I'm trying to build my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just share my YouTube. Let's make sure I don't have my volume up where it's not
You know,
anymore.
I did have a question to Ross, and I think maybe if I ever have a one-on-one with him privately, it was about streaming to a private location, like a private platform. That was something that he talked about, and I was very curious about because I've always been like stream to your social medias and get out there, get your face seen, get your voice heard, get your content out there. But I'm curious as to how to move traffic, right, from these other comfortable social medias over to such a platform where people will watch you. And it would be the same thing for Amazon Live, right? Like if you want to see my Amazon Live when I get it, you would have to jump to that platform. You would have to get comfortable with that platform
Yes.
and be able to enjoy the stream, engage in the stream. So I know that he had spoke about that, but I was as curious as to the underneath the depth of that, the reasoning, and maybe get a little bit more clarity on that. I was very curious.
I'm
So,
curious too because I've used YouTube just to house my videos,
mhm.
but not really as a strong platform, not one that really to grow my own business.
Or your community, right?
Right,
So
and
you can
now
privately
I'm trying
stream.
to kinda shift that up, which is why when LinkedIn didn't really connect, I'm like, "I'm okay with that." You know, maybe that's a sign, like, don't connect it. So I'm just streaming right now to my Facebook and my YouTube, which I don't have a I think I have 48 subscribers. I mean, I'm in the baby phase, right, of YouTube.
Okay.
So, but I'll share and I'll start promoting it. Now, I have noticed with YouTube, and Edie usually has joined us on
Yes.
these. She's a repeat guest, and she is a videos marketing strategist and freaking amazing. She has been on several times talking with me about ways to optimize your YouTube channel. And I put some of her tips into effect, and I see a huge difference of people who are finding my lives like I'm doing right now, but they're finding it after the fact, after I fill in all the content and they're
The
finding it
description.
organically.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
She
oh,
would have been
cool,
great at
it's
Podfest.
working.
Yeah.
She
She
would
would
have
have been
been great.
great because she's a video content creator. So she would have had a
Yes.
lot to give to those that are either going from audio only into video podcasting or live streaming, somewhere in between those two.
Yeah. Gabe, I don't know if you saw on LinkedIn, I saw you were there. I actually replied to you with the link to join in. So, if you're able to see it, hop on and we can talk more about that. And if not, it's okay. Email, good question, DeeJae. Email, social promotion platform tools.
Okay. So those are the advantages that you get from streaming to a private platform. And I thought of membership, those so you can do private streams to your community, that's paid community, that's your paid membership group that you really nurture, that you really give like the love to. I
Right.
got it. I got it. I don't really know some of those platforms. So I guess that would be like the next
I
level
need
of
to
reach.
follow Ross too on
Girl, I told you to come to Podfest with me
I know. I feel like we thought
next
we were
year.
going to be out of town though.
Yeah.
I think we thought we were
Private.
going to be in Montana, but we're not. We were going to go to Montana because my stepson, uh, they're having a baby right now, him and his
Oh.
girlfriend. And actually, she's in labor as we speak. So I keep glancing at my phone just to see, is he here? Is he here yet or not? So I
Aw.
think we thought we were gonna be there at that point. Oh, awesome. Oh,
Yay.
look at me. I'm so glad you said something. I'm over here just talking away, Gabe, and didn't even notice. I keep glancing at my phone.
Okay, I hear feedback.
I think we thought we were gonna be there at that point. Oh, awesome.
Interesting. I hear the
I
feedback.
hear a little bit, yeah.
Oh, D Live. I don't know what that is.
I'm having a hard time hearing. Are you able to understand?
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, I can hear you now. All right.
Perfect.
Okay, so you had a question about what Ecamm and Wave.
Yeah, talk to me about it.
Okay, so Ecamm, for those who don't know and have never used it, it is a Mac only product. So they are now a partner that you can actually stream with, and it is a little bit more, how could I say, advanced a little bit as far as like how the tech works, but well, it's not too much. It's not that overwhelming. Let me just say this: it's pretty easy to learn. It's a little. Let's just say if you can learn how to use Restream, you can use Ecamm. So it is. That is
Okay.
pretty simple to use, and Wave is very much the same. Wave is probably closer to what Restream is, except it has quite a few more advanced features. So Chad Ilio Peterson, who was there at Podfest, is one of the big users there of Wave. So DeeJae, if I were you, I'd maybe reach out to him.
I just met him yesterday. I was in his Zoom at 4:30.
There you go. So Chad uses
That's so
Wave
cool.
all the time. He's one of the how do I say? He's probably one of the brand ambassadors for them. And I've used the Wave a few times. It is actually pretty fun. It's it has its own soundboard. So just imagine you uploading your own music, your own sounds. It allows you to do that. I've pulled myself in 3 separate times So I can actually bring myself as a camera through a virtual cam, a regular cam, and cam in myself. So where us three are sitting here, so people see the layout, I've actually pulled myself in 3 separate times. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you can see what I've done with Wave. It is absolutely a blast.
Cool.
Oh, I need to do that.
See, I keep hearing so many cool things.
So thing is, it is not approved yet to stream to LinkedIn because I've been asked, why haven't you used it? Same reason that a lot of other streaming options are out there. My thing is, and I've told a lot of people who've asked, well, if I stream to LinkedIn and I'm a LinkedIn expert, I would like to do and keep my audience engaged, and that's hard to do using other things. Now, again, there are other streaming options available out there, plenty of them. So if you stream to Facebook, YouTube, I mean, DeeJae's been there. You can use EvaMux as one. There's OBS. I mean, there's tons of them. There are. But as far as like what I do with LinkedIn, that's primarily what I would like to see out of a streaming service that I would prefer. So I just have it on the up and up, wink, wink, that Wave will be coming soon, and you'll be able to use it through LinkedIn. So if nobody's watching, that's okay. That's good. But yeah, like I said, it is fun. And again, it allows you a lot. I mean, it's got a lot of cool in studio features. Like you can go and resize, rechange the configurations of like where you are on the screen. I mean, it allows you to do a lot. Again, plus there's a whole library of like overlays and stuff that you can use that are included once you sign up for it. That you can create. They have a overlay studio you can create stuff inside of. So
Interesting.
Wave is really cool to use. It's just, again, depending on what your preferences and what you're trying to do, those are just a few other options. You know, there's a lot of reason that you can see. There's some Ecamm users that do use and stream here or no, streaming here on LinkedIn. But again, that's the only catch, the only giddy up is that it is a Mac only product. So if you have a Mac, you know, it's worth at least signing up for and trying out. So those are just my experiences and what I've been doing. Because I am part of the beta group for both Wave and I am.
Oh, I can't hear Gabe. Aw.
Are you there, Gabe?
Something happened to the audio. That's okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about the chat. I don't know what's going on with the chat. So that's DLive. Let me just say real quick. That's another platform that I got from Restream, but I don't know what that was, so I hope it was not offensive.
I don't know either. And
so we'll leave it like that.
Yeah, I don't see it in the actual chat over on the side. And I thought I blocked it, but then it showed up. It's not showing up on my chat, but it's showing up. Like, can you see it on your side?
Yeah, that's
Can you?
okay. I got another one. I mean, another one, but it's okay. I'm gonna look it up later. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I am.
This is streaming for you, right? Like, this is what happens. You got the chat conversations, people say things, you have different unknowns that can happen, and you know, it's all working. It's all work at the same time. Gabe, I don't know why we can't hear you, buddy. Nope. Aw. You are learning about Ecamm and Wave. Dang it. Gotta love it.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why it's just cutting out for the audio for some reason, but that's the fun of live streaming. You never know.
Right?
Yes, Mackenzie, I see that. The adventure of live stream. Right. No, I mean, you don't know what you're gonna get when you're out there like that. And see, that could be another reason why a private group can be a little safer.
Yeah. Well, even in a private group though, I mean, even if you have a Zoom or whatever, it's the same process. Somebody could still get a link show up there. And I've been in Zoom rooms where trolls just show up out of nowhere because they find a link and they just go there to go shoot the
Yeah.
wheels off of a conversation.
Oh, well,
I just need to figure out how
fun
to.
stuff.
I thought I blocked it because I have
That's
no
fine.
idea what they're saying.
I'm gonna look it up. I already copied and pasted it.
Did
I'm
you?
gonna put it in my Google. Yeah. I mean, I saw the heart, so I look like Ukraine hearts, like the blue and the
It did.
yellow.
That's what I was thinking. Was something for Ukraine, which is okay, but I don't understand what they're saying. So it could be something really bad with just the Ukraine heart. These idiots have no clue what I'm actually typing.
Gotta love it. Oh, it's been so fun. Technology and the things we go through, the things we learn as we go, growing,
Yes.
exploring. But I'm really liking all the stuff Gabe talked about, like has
You know,
these extra things. And I think platform really is trying to give each creator the best experience that they can offer.
I think so too. And I mean, every time I come on, I'm always learning something from whoever is on this, whoever hops on. Gabe, I mean, I've learned so much from you. I've learned so much from Ross today. I want to connect with both of you guys and just continue learning because this is really cool. And I appreciate you both being on this show today, listening in. Good.
Well, I'm gonna promote quick. Go check out
Yeah,
Ross's
go
book. I'm gonna go check out Ross's book, the 100 live stream predictions. There are a lot of really great live streamers that I know and connected with, and it's just a really great book as far as like how you can go out there and see what people are talking about, what they're looking for. And that's the thing about it, is that all of these technologies that we're doing, they're ever evolving, they're ever changing. So the fun part is, even as us as live stream creators who've been using some of these tools for a very long time, are still constantly having to go out and relearn everything. So that's the wonderful part about it, is like, even though we might say, oh, I'm an expert, well, an expert still has to go out there and continually update what it is they do, what it is they change, all the good stuff, because that's part of it all. So don't feel, that's why I tell people, don't feel like you're out of place if you're just getting started. Like, I'm actually writing my book about live streaming. I'm pretty sure by the time it gets done and put out there, everything will have evolved, but that's okay.
That's
part
the way
of
it goes.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, DeeJae.
Oh, I was just going to say, Chris Stone had Ross's book at the table and Junaid was signing it because Junaid's in the book.
In the book.
So Chris had the book and he was getting the autographs from everybody, from each other.
What is the name of the book?
Ross, drop your link.
Link in there. I think it is 100 live stream predictions.
100 live stream
predictions that it's coming. But here's the thing. They talk about a lot of the great stuff. Where live streaming is heading to. This is why I tell people, get in now. It's still early to get in. Again, 2027, they predict it will be a $282 billion industry. Excuse me.
Wow.
I'm underselling this. So it is how we do everything: education, business, connecting, B2B, whatever you want to call. That is. That's part of it, and how it's continued to evolve and will continue. There you go. 100 live streaming and digital media predictions, volume 2, not volume 2. So
I know. I got to get my copy.
I need to get that too.
So, but that's the thing, is because it's growing, and what we're growing into, what they call the quote unquote creator economy, and what we're learning how to kind of get into. That's where a lot of these predictions are going to start going into, as far as social selling, Amazon Live. You're starting to see that growing there. I mean, look, I'm going to give one name. Ross knows who he is. DeeJae knows it is. Stephanie Liu has been pushing. She's doing her own show again, a second season of the show. She's called Showrunner. First one was really great. This is her second season, and that's what she's concentrating on, is all the social selling platforms that are starting to evolve. So going out there and learning how to sell your services, your products, everything else, that's part of what it is that we're becoming as live stream creators. So it's there, it's fun. If it's something you're very interested in learning how to do, and there are a wealth of information and tools and people that are out there talking about it every single day. So that's all I really got to share.
I'm glad you did. I
So,
definitely need to check this out because as DeeJae knows, well, I've live streamed for a long time, but it was mainly just on Facebook and to my own audience, not in this realm. And then I've hopped to a podcast and did that for probably a little under a year, maybe 9 months. And I'm like, I liked video so much more. And I went back and forth because I'm like, podcast or live stream? I could not make up my mind. And of course, DeeJae and Edie, who we mentioned before, the video strategist, they're both like live stream. And I'm like, I don't know why, but I like being more on camera and seeing reactions than just the audio. So I've just converted over. I'm like, I've just converted to that commitment. Let's put it that way. I'm committed to focusing more on the live streaming, and I'll probably just take my videos from my podcast and upload them onto the YouTube channel just so I don't lose that content because there were some really great interviews. But I need Ross's book. I need to learn more about how to do this well and do it better.
well, and that's part of it, right? It's that you just have, again, you got one that's sitting there next to you talking. She knows quite a bit. She's, again, talking on stage about, she just got through with a conference, and I'm pretty sure she'll have more at some point. But that's all. That's what it's all about, is getting out there and just the education part of teaching people who actually want to learn what this is and how you can actually develop a business strategy or grow whatever it is that you want. I mean, I'm pretty sure there were plenty of talks about how you can use it in a multitude of ways.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about live stream. There is no
Community.
way to get it done. That's right. Community.
Just do it.
For me, it's the community. Like, that's what keeps me coming back. It's just the community.
You have an awesome community too. I will say that. You, DeeJae, your friends, your community show up and they always like blow me away with their knowledge. I love it. I love it because they've got so much value to add to whatever we're talking about. And that's so important. So thank you for pairing your channels and for everybody who's listening to come on, and Gabe and Ross for all the little tips that you've shared as well. Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime. So, I know that you ladies are busy. I actually got to run office in about 3 or 4 minutes, but thank you again for the opportunity. It was fun. Anytime that I can get to hop on a live stream, it is the best part of my day.
Yes.
You guys know it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, we have to get out of here too. So I am going to say thank you to everybody who is watching us today, who's watching us on the replay. Thank you. DeeJae, always, you are a rock star. I am so grateful for you. And thanks for hopping on always.
Of course. I got you.
I know you do. I know you do. And that means a lot to me. So, all right, everybody, we'll catch you next Tuesday at 9 o'clock.
Bye.